See where we at. Are we up? We up. Checking Facebook. Checking YouTube. Yes. Where is Restream? Let's change the title on this real quick. I'm going to change the title this morning. You know, I should have music playing when I do this. Tell the truth, man. Not necessarily sure this is gonna be a thing. I just decided I wanted to share this morning because it has been, well, first let me start off with grumble because I was in the kitchen getting my coffee together just now, and literally yesterday the little stems video I posted to Instagram started with the song I did with Fly called Flypaper, and then this morning as I'm getting my coffee, got my forearm stuck to some flypaper. Spent 10 minutes trying to clean it off. God damn, gosh darn it. There's still some left on my arm now. I gotta go get that off, man. Um, it's luckily there's no flies on it or anything, man. But my goodness, man, we the Airbnb we're in has a hot tub space in the back, and that room has a couple screens that aren't actually set into the room. So sometimes flies sneak in there, and then we leave the door open for Zen sometimes to get out so he can walk in and out to go outside and just kind of have a leisurely time because we're taking advantage of the warm weather out here. And yeah, just had a nasty had a couple of days where seen two or three flies flying around here. And, you know, I don't do flies. I saw the movie The Fly, and once I saw that movie, that's kind of why this is still turned up. Um, it's instead of down on my arm. But I saw the movie The Fly, and I saw how he eats his food, and that just yeah, flies disgust me, man. But why am I on here this morning? I'm not necessarily sure I want to make this a thing. I really want to get into the habit of just getting in here and getting busy. Like I've been in here for hours this morning playing around. There were a couple of things I saw in here, and I was like, yo, if these are things I have to figure my way through, maybe other people have similar challenges with the MPC and can either give me tips or can pick up and see like kind of some of the things I figured out and overcome. I still haven't gotten into the manual yet. Still haven't gotten into to choose a master class. Fortunately, I didn't sign up for master class off rip last night because I got on the Grayskull call with the fellas last night, and man, that's a beautiful call as usual, man. But talking to some of the other producers and the crew, I got some other resources to go look at first to see if I might, find somewhere else where I learn. I might have a. So the guy I was gonna go get the master class from is Av McCree. He has a dope YouTube channel, and he has some really dope. I like he's funny, he's lighthearted, and he seems like he really knows his stuff when it comes to the NPC. I'm just not sure whether or not I'm gonna learn well from him yet. So I got some other people to go check out from the call last night. I posted a link on links to them on the in the Grayskull Patreon. It's patreon.com/Grayskull. Put an article up there with links to some of these other producers to check out. If you want to join, hop in there. It's a free membership if you want to just get access to an article like this. But you can join and in the comments, tell me what other producers, or you can tell me in the comments, on a. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna leave these lives up, so I can't even say leave me in the comments here. Best place to communicate right now is on the Grayskull Patreon. I'm trying to really get us in the habit of communicating on specific topics more formally than through random DMs and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to create a place other than the Zooms for us to commune. But I got some producers to check out, like Bobby Fisher put me up on what's the dude's name last night? Uh, I can just look at the article. How about that? Uh, Shoot, I can even do a screen share, huh? I wanted to. See my page. Let's just switch back to OBS and switch to the desktop share real quick. Is the desktop share even showing live? It looks like it's showing showing the wrong thing. Hold on, let me make sure this desktop share is right. In the preview window, it looks like it's showing something old. So yeah, it's up to date now. Boop 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 boop. I think it's up to date now. The thing is called Helpful Resources for Producers and Beat Makers. And Bobby gave me Malo Beats. This dude named Malo Beats. He said he does really, really simple, easy to understand. He has simple to easy to understand lessons that he teaches on his channel. Then he gave me a couple other resources like Stolen Drums. I've heard of him. I've heard beats from him. He's crazy. SB Chops. Bobby's got some sample packs from him. Paul gave me EA Ski a while ago, who's got a dope drum pad. And he's got something dope going on with right now. He produced at least, I believe, at least one of Ice Cube's new singles. I think it was the Ego joint that he produced. So he's getting a lot of love and a lot of attention right now. But he's got some. He speaks on high quality drums, high quality sounds. And he has some motivational daily live streams. So sometimes I hop in there and see what's going on. Thanks to Paul, P Homegrown, Homegrown. And then T Bear gave me a resource, Bobo Breaks. Will Sessions, he said he's got some Bobo Breaks that are some great drums to snatch. He used, T Bear did a remix for S using the turntables this week or last week for S's. Yeah, S had a contest last year, a remix contest for his tribute to Tribe. T Bear did a dope reel off of that. We were talking about that. And he was saying that the drums, he snatched the drums for that from Bill Sessions' Bubble Breaks. So put that up there. And then King C back in the day told me about Ski, the Ski who produced most of Reasonable Doubt. He's always got some dope stuff going on his channel. He's always been a good dude to learn from. I just haven't been checking in. I haven't been tapping in with producers or producer resources for years because I haven't been serious about music production lately. I've been really focused on building Grayskull and getting back to rhyming and actually learn how to rhyme right for the first time. Could always write dope stuff, but could never really deliver things the way I wanted to. So working on that and then learn how to build, blah blah blah, so a whole bunch of stuff. But this morning I got on the MP and I was playing with like yesterday I used MPC stems for the first time finally, and I broke some stems up. I played some of the stems for the fellas last night. When Q and I were listening last night, I noticed I could hear some. You could hear a lot of texture in the stems, but you could also hear some artifacting and you could hear some little digital elements if you listen closely. So I wanted to go into the stems, look a little more closely into them this morning. Got in there, chopped up some bass and the single notes and stuff, and chopped up the drums a little bit, played with the drums a little bit. Didn't make anything serious, but like I just like I started playing. So I started just playing with just a quick little 2 bar loop with the drums that I chopped up from last night. Bass chopped up little single note chops. I want to play with some melodic elements and all that. When I went to go play with the melodic elements, I realized that looking at the wave file, you could see the left and the right were a little different. So I went through figuring out how to split the wave from mono and from stereo to mono, so I could get different elements to chop from. So I have 2 mono samples now that I'm playing with. And as I was playing with the samples, I had 2 challenges this morning, and I hit this most recent one, and that's what made me say, let me go ahead and just jump on the stream and do something. What I was doing, let me switch over to the MP real quick. What I was doing was I chopped up the right channel from this um, into a few pieces. And I was like, all right, well, I'm ready to go ahead and make a drum program out of it. So I can go play with it on the pads, play with the chops on the pads, see what they sound like. And I went to first I had to find the shift key and all that. I'm getting used to finding the buttons and stuff. And I'm really getting excited because I'm starting to find the buttons and some of them are starting to come second nature. I can't wait to see how I am a month in. So I'm just like on autopilot with this. But after you set all your chops in here, first I thought I was gonna be trapped to the DAW. And I think I am kind of trapped to the DAW, actually, in one way. This is the challenge I came across. So when you want to create, well, when I was doing it this morning, I don't know if this is the only way or what was going on or what is going on, but when you want to convert your chops into a drum program, you hold shift and you get the process and convert options down at the bottom. I hit convert, and when I hit convert, it gives me the option to make a new sample, and it only gives me the drum programs that are pre-existing. It doesn't give me the option to choose a new drum program if I do it that way. I go to and then the options are convert, make new sample, or I think the other option is convert to a patch phrase, which I don't know what that is yet. So still gotta learn that. But inside of the MPC software, you have more options. You have, let me switch to the software view in OBS real quick. The OBS thing shows up much more clearly on YouTube, and I have it on my Facebook too. I probably I might, if I decide to stream more often, I might stream to more channels so that you'll see it on like the Gray Skull channel and maybe even the HFR channel, as well as the Dragon's Pitchfork channel on YouTube. And I just switched the Dragon's Pitchfork to public. By default, they're private and they're only for my Gray Matter Patreon members. Is what I was thinking, but I might make it so that I just do public, because right now it's a belt building community and connecting with other producers and beat makers who just enjoy the craft for the sake of the craft, who aren't too focused on, oh, I need to make money or stuff like that. But that option, when I hit shift and convert on the MPC, I wasn't getting the option to create a new program. So basically by default, it's doing this slice to pad option here under the extract new options. It's showing you the menu for that. But when I came to the MPC software and I hit the extract new samples, I chose the other option, which is new program. It gives you the option to create a new program with new samples. Perfect. That's what I was looking for over here on the MPC when I hit shift and convert. So now that I've clicked it here in the software and I go back to the MPC, if I hold shift and hit convert, now I get that option. Whereas before I was getting the other option, and I tested it to see if it's repeatable, right? So like if I cancel, hit shift and convert again, still get, okay, now I get the new program with new samples option, which is what I wanted. But when I come back to the software and hit slice to pad, hit the other option, and then which gives me the first option I was showing you before. It only gives me the convert to new sample to pad or pad slices, and then it only gives me the option to sample into an existing program. That after I click that and hit close, come back to the software, hit shift and convert, and now that option comes up and not the other one. So I don't know what I need to do this, but this is kind of showing the value of having the software and the MPC, I guess, in some ways. I know a lot of producers are like, yo, I'm just going to use the MPC and I'm not going to use the software. But the software feels like it opens up a few more options to me. And there are times when things are easier. Like for me, it's easier to chop with the mouse and stuff here so far, but I'm practicing. I'm forcing myself to use the MPC to chop this morning and to move my chops just so I can get used to using the hardware and stay using the hardware. Because if I get too used to using the computer, I think I might get disillusioned again and not stay in love with the process. Whereas using the hardware, I think is my goal, is to get back in love with making the use of the hardware. But that was one frustration. Another frustration I had this morning was trying to use the MPC to assign samples. Where was I? Let's see. Let's go to main. I think it was in program edit, right? Oh, and I turn on autosave every 10 minutes. So, and these samples are pretty big because this is just a test session, nothing too serious. So pardon me while I wait for this to keep saving. But if I go in here to program edit on this bass chops thing, is this the one? This may not be the program I was using. Yeah, pardon me, I'm still figuring my way through this. Yeah, bass chops is the program that I use. And if I look at it, let's first go to, I think, main mode. You can see what's on each pad. Where can you see what's on each pad? You see, I'm still figuring my way through this bad boy. Even though I'm noticing and identifying things that are confusing me a little bit, let me just say this: I am not upset. I am not bothered. I appreciate this thing. It may be a little frustrating from time to time. Cool. Sorry, sidetrack. Possible ADD. But I wanted to assign samples to each individual pad. Is where I was this morning. Let's see if this is. Yeah, so I went to assign all these different samples to pads this morning. One thing that's cool is I noticed for each note in here, it's telling you what key it's in. I don't understand music theory, but I think this is going to help me learn music theory when I start really getting into it. But what was frustrating me was I was going to assign individual samples to pads, and here under sample, I couldn't see, since I have such long sample names, I couldn't see which chop it was. But then I realized after I was going in here that in tiny letters above there, it shows you the full name of the sample. So I was able to figure that out. So that one, crisis averted. And now I can see, bass 9, bass 7, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I hear music playing in the background. Sorry. So work through those two challenges, and I'm happy to figure that out. So now I'm just going to keep on chopping these notes for sample edit. Finding the sample edit button on this was a gem too this morning. Did I switch back to MPC view? Nope. Sorry, I went on the MPC. So whether it was on YouTube or whatever, I guess you missed it. Instagram could see it because I have desktop share, laptop, and all that. But desktop share plus the MPC view showing on the screen all at the same time. But I guess for what I was saying just now is I love the fact that I have a sample edit button right here. And, hit sample edit, takes you right to the sample editing page. This one is for an individual. Right now it's set to an individual sample right here. But you can choose which sample you're working with. And I was working with the other stem that was created last night, the right channel, and just going through the individual sounds for that. If you remember, or if anybody saw it, here's the other stem that was created last night. You see it's a stereo stem. You can see the left and right channels, but if you look at the waves, you can see they're not identical. See the left channel up here at the top looks different from the right. So I converted it to mono and created other left, which has the sounds from the left channel, and other right, that has the sounds from the right channel. And I started chopping the right. But I'm just going to continue chopping. I guess I'll stay a couple more minutes on here and do this just to, I guess, make use of the time. And I'll tell you, man, I was actually uncomfortable with the idea of showing people me being uncomfortable and clumsily working through this thing, and not having all my stuff together, like being rusty basically. But I had to think about that, and I'm like, I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm doing this for me, and also the people I want to connect with over this aren't people who are going to be judgmental and talking smack if that even happens. It's going to be the people who are like, yo, it's just good to see you in there chopping it up and figure it out, and yo, I want to learn with you. I want to share with you. So I'm cultivating community, right? So I really need to just stop worrying about any self-conscious thoughts and get that out of my sphere, because all that does is get in the way. And there's no more room for fear, man. I spent enough time being fearful and hesitant and dealing with imposter syndrome. It's time to have fun, man, at all costs, and not care what anybody else thinks. So I'm gonna start chopping the left channel, I guess. I guess I can show you what I've been chopping from the right. This isn't something I would seriously try to turn into a song. I'm just trying to get familiar with the thing. And again, that's why the chops this morning are so simple. And that's why it's just something simple as. That's crazy. I think the stupid hub. But I like that little groove though, man. Those drums came through crazy. Hold on, man. And this is without any, like, I didn't do anything to these drums yet, man. Like, I have not done a single thing to these drums. I haven't EQ'd them. I haven't filtered them. They even sloppy chops, to be honest, man. But just like hearing how this comes through is fucking incredible, man. I'm very happy with that. And these are drums that I've listened to for years, embedded it within that one sample I never thought I'd be able to touch. So to be able to take these joints and do something different is crazy, man. And then same with the bass. I never thought I'd be able to do anything with that bass. I wonder how easy it is to solo and all that. Let me play with the MPC, man. Let me have fun. How easy is it to solo? This is another reason I want to take a master class or whatever, is so I can really learn how to do this stuff the way I want to do it, man. Like, I really learn how to be just comfy and as quick with it as I really want to be. Hold on. Okay. So here's one way I can do muting and solo. Muting. This is one way I can do mute and solo one, right? I love the fact that I got to take that little drum roll from the beginning too, like the drum roll. Where's yeah, that drum roll from the beginning of the drum break, man. I'm so happy I was able to get snatch that. And I also took the loop from the drum. I took one loop because I was like, well, maybe I'll take a loop and play with that and you know play with some notes, throw some notes in there. But I ended up just taking individual kick and snare, taking those and starting with those to create the first layer. So it becomes a roll. That right there. And then if I solo, I was able to take the little hi-hat and play with that a little bit and be a little sloppy with it. And just some simple little hats there. Real simple. And then for the bass, I don't think I would be serious with that, but I think that would be a nice bass line to play with underneath something else. So I was like, I need some melodic elements to see what I can do next, which is what led me to the chops. Getting back to trying to chop the stem that comes across as other, which is the melodic elements from stems. So back to sample edit. Let's choose the other right and just let you hear some of the sounds that I've been chopping up so far. Just so here's the sample by itself. It's the whole song, so which is another thing I love about the MPC. But this is everything, and I figure why take that? Everybody already knows the basic melody and all that. So I figured I'm gonna start chopping some of the individual guitar notes and stuff. So that come as a break. So I took those little moments here to start playing with, and we'll see what happens there. But I really want to take the strings too. I want to figure out what to do with some of the strings. But when this is something I can hear, like here's where you can hear some of the artifacting that some of the like the digital that's inside of the sample that I'd have to work with and play with the filter to really, if I really want to use or enjoy something like this. So I probably just, if I ended up using something like this inside of the song, I probably just let Q fix this because he's the master of sound engineering on this team. Did you hear that? That something sounds just weird in that transition, in that second note. I don't know what that is, but it feels ugly. But again, not complaining is just noticing some of the things that you're gonna get when you play with these stems. But I'm excited though, man. I'm excited to see what happens here. I'm not gonna play around and try and sequence anything with these right now. I want to see what's in the right channel. I think I got everything I wanted from the left channel. There's a little bit of string there. So the string sounds nice there. I wish I could isolate just the string, but I'm sure there are plugins and other places to get strings once I start getting comfortable with my sounds again. This autosave. I think I'm gonna turn off autosave too, but I've paid the price for that before not having it on. So I put it on and put it on the maximum amount of time you can go without saving, which is 10 minutes. More comfortable with 5, but it can break your flow if you got a lot of samples in there. You gotta wait for pardon me, a lot of samples to take place to save it once. It can really slow up your workflow and kill your groove. So here's the right channel. Sounds very similar to the left channel, but there's some differences in there. I just want to listen to it and highlight. So I'm actually just gonna play it and let it ride so I can hear what's in there and hear what I might want to chop. Song. I wish I could change. Oh, I can change this to time, can't I? No. What if I could change the display on this? Yeah, change the timeline units to time. And still in seconds, so I gotta do math. Looks like the entire song is about 262 seconds, which is what, six divided that by 60, 83. It's about almost 4 minutes, somewhere around 4 minutes. But just let this play. I may walk away while I listen to it or get my coffee. Yes. Keys are definitely cleaner on this side. Crazy how clean the strings sound too. They're not perfect, but they're much cleaner than I expected. Also heard from Q last night that Logic has a stem separator I want to check out. Hear the drums coming through a little bit in there. Oops. So now I want that piece right there is like that. Oh, I like that too. Yeah. Back in the 90s, Quaz, Quicey Kobe on Instagram used to call this the ugly pop. You hear that little pop before the sample, a little click. Learned how to get around that using things like what do you call it, fades, and on the ASR we used to get away with it with using the slow string effect. Right. Yep, that's PC came back up. Seems safe this time, but still poo on you, man. Poo on you. Do I have audio? Okay, I still got the audio. Sometimes it comes back and you don't have all your pieces too. Running my mouth. I stopped paying attention to what was there, so I'll go back through this, man. I'm not gonna stay on here long. I think I just want to get on and share a little bit. Honestly, I want to go get in the shower because I'm still funky from yesterday, to be honest, man. And that's another reason I know I'm happy to be doing this because I get up at 6 in the morning, eager to come in here and start pounding away at the lab. I was up at 6. I've been up at 6 and in the lab every day this week so far. Yeah. So and most of last week as well. But last week was setting up the cameras and everything. I'm just happy to be where I am. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop, finish my coffee, go play with the dog a little bit, get some QT in with the wife as well. No, she's going through a morning routine though. She's probably going through a meditation and all that this morning, but it's good. Now here's something else weird. Oh, because since I had to disconnect the hard drive now, the the joint is I can't save my session right back the way I was. So gotta reconnect my hard drive first to save this and close it. But I hope y'all have a good day. Peace. If anybody's interested in catching up from time to time and going through something like this together, let me know, man. I know on Grace Call we do our Zooms on Wednesdays and Thursday nights. We're talking about having our Sunday session this week. We had one a few weeks ago and help troubleshoot some things and get some things going for different members of the crew. And I'll probably do something like this every once in a while, man, because it feels like a good community conversation creator. I've had some good conversations just based off the fact that I've been sharing what's been going on here, and I really appreciate it. So hope y'all have a good day. Be creative, be you, be well.